Alright, we should be back in the game now. Um, so yeah, welcome back to some more Inscriptions, Kaycee's mod. Uh, Today might be a bit lower quality stream. Uh, well, hopefully it will not be terrible, however, I seem to not be having the best upload, or well, the best upload speed at the moment. I will be attempting to fix this in the coming future. If everything looks shit, I don't know, just scream it out and I'll go through the settings and see if there's anything I can do. But anyways, let us move over to Inscryption. Now in order to do this more interesting, I thought that I'd employ your help in getting a more interesting challenge this time. I have been able to do well on my own. However, now the question is, what would happen if I tried to let you guys decide both the starter deck and the challenges? So, yeah, I'll first open it up for you to maybe, choose a challenge. Or actually, no, the starter deck first. So, just to inform you guys properly, we have the, I guess we could call it the ice cream start, giving the stoat, the bullfrog, and the wolf. The blood start, giving a goat, a moose buck, and a mole. The bug start, ant queen, flying ant, and skunk. And the new one, which we got at the end of last stream, I believe, giving us a mantis god, 2 ringworms, and of course, for all of these decks, we will get 2 extra pelts, which we can then use to choose between a number of different beasts, but that is more random no matter what. So let's start off. Do you want me to pick the let's call it the ice cream build, the blood build, the bug build, or the ringworm build? Alternatively, there is this randomize option, so we could instead try that one. So if you want me to try a special run, just, I don't know, yell it out in chat. If the stream quality is garbage, yell it out as well. And yeah, I'll try to fix any issues, and I'll try to win with whatever deck you guys choose for me. But then also, yeah, if my voice cuts out, don't worry about it. Shouldn't be an issue, but hey, that's the power of noise suppression. And also, I'm really not certain. Okay, I'm not seeing any suggestions so far. The best choice could possibly be to take the random to get a random choice. Alternatively, I could try to beat the ringworm one, as only starting with 1 attack card could be quite difficult. Hang on a second. No. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to change the stream title. Oh lord. Kaycee's mod. Kaycee's mod again. God help me. And then, yeah. Wow, and here, inscription. Oh, this one's bugging out again. That's great. Well, I do wish the category choice actually worked here, but seemingly not. Hang on. This will just take a few moments. I'll change to the be right back screen in the meantime. Oh boy. Yeah, okay, I'm really sorry about this. This shouldn't have happened like this. I was foolish. Here we go. There. Okay, that should be it for the stream info. Yeah. I'm sorry. But yeah, with that fixed, we should be able to jump back into the game. And seeming as no one has made any suggestions yet, I'll just take a random starter deck for the first round. As for the challenges, the boss rares and the tipped scales weren't that difficult. Boss totems is doable. And then we can just take the smaller backpack and the pricey pelts. Or I could say that's for the base setup again, at least. You can also make some suggestions for what I should choose. Yeah, no, this is... I believe this could be a challenging round. But it could also be quite good. So, no other suggestions? I mean, okay, immediately I'm realizing that there is quite a stream delay. I don't know whether that's intentional or whether that has something to do with the bitrate. I'm hoping that's just intentional. So, yeah, I guess we will head on into the run. Your predecessors gave up too easily. Less pelts for you. Huh. Okay, interesting. So he remembers the fact that I dipped out from my test run earlier. Let's see what I can offer for you for those pelts. Here, pelts. Well. immediately having access to a black goat is quite useful. You have my gratitude. Then we could either go for a early totem build, or in either way we will most likely get a pack rat, so maybe this way is slightly better. The decrepit wood carver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age. The dam builder. Hardly the most interesting sigil, but it could be useful. This is a stream. Yes, but also looking at my cards, I mean, it's hardly any of these I wanted either way, so I guess the dam builder could be useful as defense. Without another word, the wood carver was gone. And straight into a totem battle. We hardly start with the useful items. And no matter what I do, I am unable to deal damage the first round. So we can at least keep the status quo this way, whilst we draw enough cards to prepare our counterattack. Yes, this will be... hang on. Place the black goat and the ant queen, and then we can attack with the worker ant. And now we can deal some damage. We could also sacrifice the skunk, as it does not provide any benefits to my board. At least not at this stage. Well, the raven egg, the turkey vulture, and the river otter. And the massive stream delay. This... Okay, I don't know whether the stream delay... I don't know whether fixing it could take some time, and could also mean some downtime on the stream. Although fixing it would mean that I'd actually be able to get some input from people when it's relevant without having to interject with these monologues where I talk about nothing in order to just wait for someone to say anything. So I probably should have said this earlier before monologuing, but should I try to fix it? Or should I just let it be and instead be more independent? I guess that is the other option. The direwolf pup is quite useful, actually. Proper direwolf is definitely something to aim for. Your pack was full, but a small critter approached. A pack rat, always useful. But without the shall we call it? Without the squiggly borders that the rare cards usually have. Interesting. Well, we can always prepare. Uh-oh. There. This could take... Just immediately take him out and place down the apostle. Ooh. This is going to finish the round anyways. So let's just take this. Ooh, I like me a gamble. Pick a boulder. Any boulder. So... I've tended to go for the middle one. But I think I'll choose independently now, as it will probably take some time before you're able to get to the point and answer which one I should take. Middle, left or right. Or maybe at this point I've already waited so long that it doesn't matter. Maybe you'll be able to answer before I'm able to do something. Actually, no. You know what? I'll give you 10 seconds. I don't know what the delay is, but 10 seconds till I hit the middle one. And I do not think that you will answer in the 10 seconds, so actually, you know what? Let's just take the middle one. No gold. Just a strange looking bond. Take it. Well... the squirrel at least. No, the pack rat. Your pack was full, but a small critter approached. A pack rat, always useful. So... we do not start with the raven egg will be unable to attack the direwolf directly, so I will instead prepare to crush the raven. And then I can place down the flying ant to deal some damage. To deal as much damage as possible. Even though the chances of that we are going to spend this gold is quite limited. Well then, maybe I should decide what kind of creature I'd like to use. I almost would like to lean towards the bugs, but it could also be nice to get more elks. But I'll take the reroll chance, and I'll stick with the loose bugs. And I should limit myself on how many pack rats I take, so I'll take this way. You came upon the old woodcarver, who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. A double attack. I'll take that one. Without another word, the woodcarver was gone. And now I can hope for a proper head. You came upon the old woodcarver, again, and she moved to offer her carvings. Yeah, let's see. I do not have any lizards, so I'll take the elk. The grey-haired woman silently collected her carvings and left. Good. Now, we're in the first boss battle. The trapper sat hunched beside one of his traps, slowly cranking it open. He gingerly removed the mangled hair from the steel teeth, but left the trap unhinged. You shouldn't have come here. I definitely should have. The Blackwood should be saved for the big thing. I have already forgotten its name. So let's... Actually, this might work in my favor after all. Now I can just pick out this book. This will only last a round before something is bound to happen. Oh. At least the Musbek moved actually. That's not what I had planned for, but it's certainly a plus. And now, the back of the line. The weights have been tipped. The scales actually. The skinning knife turns. Let's trade. I hope you brought pelts. Well. If I remove the kingfisher, because these creatures are prepared to rip your throat out. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. Strange choices. And now, I'll just place down the raven egg, and the round is over. Double attack Musbek, quite useful. Let me relight your candles. Well, the direwolf, the black goat, and the cat. Well, having an extra black goat isn't terrible, but having a cat is probably more useful. So let's take the cat. Let me think. The sun rose over the sleepy firs. Birds fluttered across the paths of wolves and elk. You were embarking upon the woodlands. Well, I think I'll go for an elk card if choice up. No choice, I'll... Oh. Not granting me the choice, I think I'll go with the bug. Before another pack rat. I won't allow you to take more items. Instead, take this. A pack rat. Always useful. start cards are not exactly useful. That's a shame. Direwolf Pup. That's not something I'll be able to get on the board unless I play this girl. And although I would survive, this is quite a unhappy situation. Oh no. I have doomed the cat. Yes, I might have doomed myself. Yep. Too early to mess up like this. When will a worthy challenger appear? Well, that could take some time. Trial of Health. 3 drawn cards must have at least 6 health combined to pass. Trial of Wisdom. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. And the Trial of Kin. 2 of the 3 drawn cards must be kin to pass. Sigils is quite risky, I'd say. Health, I'd say, is also quite risky unless I were to get the Moose Book. So maybe Trial of Kin is the choice here. Let the Trial of Wisdom begin, I guess. 1 from the Black Goat, 1 from the Moose Book, and 1 from the Pack Rat. The trial was passed. Through pure luck. Well, out of these ones, who is the best? I think I'm going to have to go with the Elk Fawn, as it's the only one able to do any damage. And I'm not going to try to buff the Ringworm. I could go for a Immortal Black Goat. That could be quite powerful. And then we could go for, let's see. Let's choose our card and not take a total battle. But this could prove to be a bit of a hiccup. Yes. The only way I am surviving is if I use the hook. The Pack Rat. Bone tokens. Well, we could... Oh, we need to play something good here. The Elk Fawn could be quite good. I will deal 3 damage and take 5. That won't work. If I place this one, I can deal 6 and take 6. That might be my only choice at this point. Actually, did I take 7? Or did I miscalculate? Okay, it was probably the miscalculation. Oh, this... Oh, no. And this is the end. Oh. Yeah, okay, it was the end. We were on the verge of surviving. We were this close. Yet it does not seem that it was meant to be. Well, I'll play more. I'll just open right now. Just make a choice of deck, of starting deck, and of these challenge points. You don't have to choose them all, just choose like a couple, and then I'll take them. Otherwise, how is the stream going? Is it going well, or is it really tearing up at the seams? Yeah, I don't know. Oh. Yeah. This has not been an issue before, so it's probably just the internet. So I'm going to have to get better internet before next stream. If I'm going to stream, I'm going to need better internet. Next time. Yes, I guess there hasn't been any comments yet, so I'll just stick with the try-fabricated attack. And I think tipped scales was easy. Boss race was easy. All of these were pretty much just easy, so seeming that I haven't gotten any other suggestions, I think I'll stick with these. And now we try again. Let's see what I can offer you for those pelts. Bear pelts. Well, a dire wolf pup and a wolf cub. These are exquisite. My thanks. Now I'm immediately not prepared to sacrifice something. An item could be nice. Alternatively, I could going for the item would mean I get 2, possibly 2 pack rats, and then this. So the choice is whether I take that, or perhaps go for the totem. Well, in this case, I do think that the pack rat would be more powerful addition to my team. I won't allow you to take more items, and instead, take this. The pack rat, always useful. And we have the moving wolves. Immediate starting hand doesn't allow for much. I think I'll take the damage of the direwolf pup. before destroying him. And now we can get the rest of the cards out. And yeah. Adios Dashi, I guess. Now we get another striker. I will go middle again. I do not think I'll have the time. You can, if you want to make a choice for next time, you can do that, but this time I'm going middle. Only bugs on that boulder. Strange formant than you wanted. It is a bit annoying when I get these cards with sigils that aren't really useful to them. All full. But a pack rat, always useful. Another battle. Placing the wolf cubs opposing each other would be a terrible idea. Now we just place a beehive. Oh, getting a prong attack bee could actually be quite good. I'm going to need to get rid of those quickly if this is going to be a good deck. I will go for the flying ants, it seems. Will not risk anything just yet. You came upon the old wood carver, who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. The grey-haired woman left. I went a bit too quick with that. And with this hand, I'll just go immediately in for the pack rat. Interesting. This could be... This could be interesting. Wait. What? Right. I will not prolong this round more than necessary. My mistakes have been great. And with these ringworms, my defeat is but certain. Oof. I hoped for more. Well. A river otter. That's better. Now we can hope for some better totems. The ghost stronger at the end of the turn is quite useful, especially if we get a totem head that is more suitable for our situation. Like for example, the insect one. That would actually make our ringworms useful. whether that is what we want or not, we'll see. Gold, I can smell it. Wow, he is upon us. And the manky old coyote will meet his doom. Now, please down the wolf cub. What a horrible person. Not that it matters. The pack mule is mine. They never do. And now my victory should be a surefire success. So let us spare the cards for the next round. Save our cards. There's gold in the cards. Gold. I've struck gold. Oh well. I need a card to remove the coyote. This is a situation where I guess only the Liberator is capable. Get him. And then we have the direwolf pup. And the born will immediately die. So instead, not my intentions, but that could work out in my... Well, let's see. Maximizing the amount of sacrifice this round. That's it. That is the end of this round. Wait, no. No, that's right. They had the fly protection symbol. So you prolong the inevitable. But you couldn't outrun it. Let me relight your candles. We choose between the bell, the cockroach, and the cuckoo. The immortality of the cockroach is useful. We will need another map. The air grew thick with moisture. The buzzing and chirping of insects drowned out the sound of your footfalls. You beheld the wetlands. Grant me the strength of a wolf cub. And then... well... how about another mantis god? Let us hope Goobert is useful. Just say you like the painting. Let me paint for you. I relay proof of affection. Perfect this, Goobert. Oh, I will paint your card. Did I do all right? An impeccable painting, Goobert. You truly are doing your master proud today. Maybe I should turn on the light. I can hardly see the keyboard. Just a moment. There we go. And now, the Mantis God will destroy them. Before the flying squirrel and the flying ant. And we beat the enemy. As we do not have a black goat, going the left path is kinda pointless. We could hope to get the black goat there, but that I'd say it's unlikely. And I do not believe we have enough gold teeth to bother going to the trapper. I guess we can go middle and maybe hope for a better totem piece. The trial of kin. 2 of the 3 drawn cards must be kin to pass. The trial of power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. And the trial of blood. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 4 blood combined to pass. All of these except for the cockroach have a blood cost, and some of them have a higher. That might be the safest bet. Therefore I will bet on it. Let the trial of blood begin. 2 from the pack rat, 2 from the direwolf pup, and 1 from the ringworm. The trial was passed. This will grant me an ant queen, an elk fawn, or a tentacle monster. A tentacle monster with the power to buff its allies and grant me an item. A useful card, indeed. You came upon the old woodcarver who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overwhelming moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. Oh, the triple blood. I will keep it around, but for the moment, it is not what I need. Let us go into another battle. Well, I will place down this. Granting me the strength I require to defeat my enemies. Oh. And then finally a flying ant to ensure my victory. And now if we were to hope for a pack rat, we would be unable to merge them. And I feel that merging the pack rats could be the strat right now. Well, well, well. I should have taken what was presented to me previously. But now we need duplicates. 1 for each of us. And I shall grant you... Oh. I'll grant you the pack rat. You should. You don't want to see this. The operation, it is complete. And now, I think, as I do not have any pelts to trade, I will take the other path, granting me another chance of a totem. So we play a tentacle monster. What? Hang on. No, wrong one. I do not know what it is with the timing of those phone sellers, but it's always impeccably at the wrong moment. They find the perfect time to strike when I am not interested. And they call me just at that moment. Well, very well. We will still be able to defeat these people. These birds, more like. Crush them. So, the mud turtle, the flying ant, and the bullfrog. The flying ant will be a nice addition to my collection. You came upon the old woodcarver, who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an overlong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. And I mean, none of these are particularly useful, but the bones are nice to have, I suppose. And now comes the chance. Oh. Will you guys suffer, please? Keep it right there, said one survivor. The creature could become more powerful, but the survivors looked hungrier by the second. The survivors were right about the flames. They had enhanced the creature's help. Spotting a few of the survivors drooling, you made a hasty retreat with your ringworm. And now, it is time for another boss battle. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn and your eyes to water. It was the rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. Go fish. We start off with the mantis god, but also the buffed up pack rat. I think I'll say this is a smart move. Especially if he misplaces these cards like that. For now, the first phase is over. Your hook means nothing to me. And the bait bucket does neither. Especially now that I can just move. There's this is it. Bye bye, angler. So now we'll see if we might be able to reignite and to reach Leshy's final battle. The beehive has the ability to become stronger, and I do not believe that I will be merging the cockroaches. Oh yes, I know. Sheets of icy snow battered your body as you fought your way up to a vantage point. The snow-covered trees jutted from the landscape like prickly misplaced teeth. You continued on through the snow line. The Trial of Wisdom. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 3 sigils among them to pass. The Trial of Bones. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 5 bones combined to pass. And the Trial of Power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. I see no way I can win than with the sigil. Or well, I could win with the power as well, but I feel like that would be more risky. So I risk it all. 0 from the ringworm, 1 from the wolf cub, and 0 from the ringworm. Perhaps next time, the creature rasped as it retreated back into the cave. Well, I think it is time to merge the cockroach onto the stronger mantis god. And thus we can get him back into the game no matter what happens. Oh wait, hang on. With such a powerful being, I can't lose. My pelts are clean. Take one. You have my gratitude. I do not need these pelts, I believe. And I do not need another totem piece. So let us hope that Goobert can save us. I apologize in advance. I will make myself useful. What shall I paint? Let us try again with this mantis god. I will attempt this. If you make it stronger, I will complain. Would the master be proud? Yes. Surprisingly, this time Goobert has just been helpful. He's just buffed my cards. Not to mention that, yeah, as we can see here, now I actually start with a 3/8/9 damage mantis god in this round. And there's a higher chance that I actually start with a mantis god. Or like overall at least. Cuckoo, the ant queen, and the pronghorn. However, the direwolf and the moosebuck. Actually, the tricky vulture, I might end up having bones at the point. I won't allow you to take more items. In their stead, take this. A pack rat, always useful. And now I could trade, but I believe that is not the way for me to go. I believe I will be lucky this round. Yes, it was not the Mantis God I wanted, but it was a Mantis God. Well, place down this little boy. Oh, it's still fine. However, I will need to be careful. Or maybe not. I do not think that Leshy stands much of a chance. The delectable mealworm. Does your mouth not water at the sight? When a card bearing this sigil is sacrificed, it adds its stat values to the card it was sacrificed for. However, my wish to gain what shall I call it again? A black goat trumped my senses. And now we need duplicates. One for each of us. So let's see, what can I merge? No, not the ringworm. I was thinking the pack rat. A six pack rat. I think I'd rather merge these for a stronger pack rat than merge the mantis gods. This procedure, it is grisly. Look away. Having at least the operation, it is complete. Having more mantis gods means it's a higher chance to start with one, whilst strengthening them does not do necessarily the same. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, no. For a moment I worried that the stream had died, but that was not the case. Luckily it hadn't. I would have been upset if it had died. Actually, let's go through these cards. The direwolf is probably the most expensive one that I have. Not including the turkey butcher. However, the fact that it requires bones does mean that I'm more willing to sacrifice it. So, well, the trapper stood before you. Out of habit, you reached for your collection of teeth. The man grimaced and shook his head. Yeah, okay. Is the stream currently lagging a bit? I see the indicator for my stream is flashing red a bit too much. So if I could get an update on the state of the stream experience. If it's bad, I'll have to try to fix it. Maybe reducing the amount of... Maybe reducing the bitrate it's trying to get could fix that. If it's not a problem, or if you're not even hearing this. I mean, if you're not hearing this, then that's a whole different problem, but let's try to get this more or less fixed before the boss battle starts. Oh. Hmm. Okay, I'm not getting any responses. So, am I safe to assume that everything is going fine, that there's no problem with the stream currently? Or I don't know. I guess no complaining would mean that the stream is going fine. I'll just have to trust that silence means everything is going well. Okay. The man grimaced and shook his head. An exquisite pelt ye shall make. Give me up. Immediately starting off with the pack rat does mean that I will be able to get to the second phase immediately. It is the end of my turn. Let's trade. Okay. I'll take the mud turtle, simply because it's in the way, and I'll take the grizzly as that's going to be difficult to beat. Then again, with the current setup, it won't matter much anyways. Okay, so everything's going fine, hopefully. For now, we'll be venturing into final boss battle territory. Near a light. I feel like it's kind of strange for you to even ask me that, considering you're going to put it out next. The turkey vulture, the pronghorn, and the raven. I feel like the raven is probably the best bet in this scenario. So... Now yes, I know. The final map. I have 2 pelts I could potentially trade in. I do not require a new totem. I have 2 items. I do not believe I need a pack rat. And sacrifice? I could actually sacrificing the mantis god onto the pack rat. I believe in this situation that's what I wanted to do. So let's... I'm sorry mantis god, but you're too weak on your own. 18 damage pack rat. Maximum 18 damage at least. Well then, we've made it this far. We have reached Leshy's cabin. Let us defeat him once again. This will be your final test. I'm going to have to be extremely unlucky in order to lose this. 2 flames will not suffice this time. You gave me not the strongest mantis god, but he is good enough. Wouldn't it be funny if he just like didn't do anything this turn? I'll pass my next turn. Pass. I kind of forgot that my mantis god would be in danger because of the place I put him and the fact that he didn't have any help. He is just so disappointed, it would seem. I do not think I'll spare him. Well, I still have a trick up my sleeve. Well then, don't let me stop you. So much value. Your value will not be enough to defeat me. And also, it would only last me a single round, but it would be funny. Can I? No, not now. There's nothing that can be hooked. Well, gee, what a shame. I guess, just to use my last items, have a little float. And destroy the moon. Good night, Leshy. Boss is defeated 4, cards drawn 101. Most scales damage in one turn 24. 32 squirrels harmed, and 40 sacrifices made. 14 misplays. We're getting better. Not to mention the fact that we did finally beat this challenge again. Entry number 6. Work on the mod continues. I was appalled to find that Leshy chose to use the Kaycee Hobbs ghoul skull as a trinket on his shelf. He fills it with teeth for the trapper after every boss. Kinda lame because it's tedious to keep getting up from the table just to collect the teeth. I'll have to hack that out. He'll hate me for it. Interesting. And cards unlocked. The Wolverine. When the Wolverine attacks an opposing creature and it perishes, this card gains 1 power. Well, and another starter deck with a new card. A single candle. You're limited to 1 life. Well, I will be trying the new deck, but what challenge points do you think I should get? Should I take the candles? Should I take the +1 challenges? Let me know. And let's see if I can win either way. So I'll just wait now for potential suggestions to roll in. And if not, well, I guess I can start planning out some options. So, let's check the values. 30, 15, 15, 20, 15, 20. I feel like the tipped scales is a little bit broken considering the price. Because that is quite a lot of points for not that much risk actually. So there haven't been any suggestions yet. So I think I'll take the tipped scales. The no boss rears. The boss totem. And you know what? All totem battles. This could be interesting. Let us see how this goes. Let us see. The Great Kraken. A card bearing this sigil submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures attack its owner directly. Huh? Okay. So it has the same description as the previous one. But it has to have a different effect. So we'll have to see what that effect is. Have you brought me fine pelts? Hair pelts. Sticking with the water theme and also wanting to try the mealworm, I'll take these. These are exquisite. My thanks. And now, something I haven't actually checked on in a while. Flying ant and a bloodhound. And let's change our character. A little bit at least. Okay, I do not have the ring bomb. Getting a pack rat could be useful, however I also want to start building a totem. If I can survive the totem battle without using an item, I can still get a pack rat. The decrepit woodcarver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age. Infinite sacrifice. The fountain of the word and the woodcarver was gone. Infinite sacrifice goat. No, a stag and black goat. That would be quite powerful. So let's get the Great Kraken into play, I suppose. Oh, wait. Oh! Well, that's what it does. That's... That's an interesting effect, one that I did not expect. So the Great Kraken will turn into any one of the tentacle cards after one turn. With the only problem being that it could be a bad one. Care for a game a chance? Pick a boulder. I mean, I've got to stick with the middle guts again. Only bugs under that boulder. Strange woman that you want it. It's yours, my friend. As long as you have enough rupees. Well, I won't allow you to take more items. In their stead, take this. Flashback. A pack rat. Always useful. And a moving snake. Getting the kingfisher into play will probably be a good idea. Even though it's unable to things I'm able to do. And now... Okay, the Kingfisher... No, I'm on the Kingfisher is okay for now. It's going to attack first, so... This is going... Wait, what? Okay, I did expect it to have more health. I mean, I expected it to do more damage, but I may have made a misplay. Okay, I'm going to have to place it there in order to not lose it. So then, another pack rat. Considering the uselessness of the tentacles, I'll just do this. And another kraken. Well. Now we get the ender. And a chime. I want a top of the totem, so I'll go this way. Beyond that, I'll also hope for a possible black goat. Although a flying ant will also do. Actually, now I'm kind of confused. If I get a hearty worm or whatever the name was, and sacrifice it with the infinite sacrifices, whilst it's got the unkillable thing or whatever this is, will it be able to give infinite health, or will people still get health? You came upon the old wood carver who fixed her tense gaze upon you. After an overblown moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. Unfortunately, we will not be able to see that, although we are great on our way to the unkillable black goat. You hunched down to place her offering in your pack. When you looked up again, the ancient woman had vanished. Wow. Well. Well, easy victory again. Just how we like it. Yes. Going with the sea theme, I think I will take the Kingfisher as the mirror tentacle. Isn't really all that useful at this point. Well, still... Okay, I've set myself up to fail for this one. 2 sacrifices. The mealworm. Get the Kingfisher onto the pack rat. First stop. What now? also realized one thing with the candle one. We wouldn't get the smoke at the start of each boss battle. You beheld an immense man slouched beside a mucky pond. He appeared to be tearing chunks of flesh from a fish corpse. Some chunks were thrown back to the pond, where a few ghoulish birds snapped them up, and some were sloppily pushed into the hulking man's mouth. Go fish! I have not said I'm the angler in a long time. Well... Oh. Why did I get... Actually, that's right. Oh boy, thanks. The squirrel won't hurt me. And this will also give me some time to deal more damage than you're dealing to me. Although the squirrels are going to keep being stolen, which is, yeah, you know, not ideal. Now, however, we are set. First face down. Go fish. And considering that those two aren't even flying defense, well, I guess this is victory for me. Okay, it's the bell card. I swear I pushed the bell more times though. Is it how close it is to the bell? I don't know actually. Oh yeah, there's... This is what happens, I guess. We won't be dealing more damage than that. Let me relight your candles. Thanks. Now... the ringworm. But the pronghorn would be unkillable. What is it? No, yes, it is unkillable. The sacrifice one is unkillable, and the other one is fecundity. Sheets of icy snow battered your body as you fought your way up to a vantage point. The snow-covered trees jutted from the landscape like prickly, misplaced teeth. You continued on through the snow line. Oh, I think I'm going to go for this one. The relentless Wolverine. Its hunger only grows greater as it kills. Well, a moose bug. And now, with a pack rat, I could get a merge up there. Without the pack rat, I could get a merge, but it would be a good merge. So I think I'll go for the pack rat. Your pack was full, but a small creature approached. A pack rat, always useful. this could be a tricky one. My pack rat is able to duck underneath the water, also getting the black gas. Just immensely good. So but let's save it actually. Unless something were to change so that I suddenly wouldn't need it, I think I'd be better off keeping it back up. Now, this one's not flying. So no. Actually, I have 3 inventory slots this time. Ah, go figure. I guess that's an easy way to do this. Versus the elk foam, the cat, and the moose spoke. The elk foam is useful. And I have the ability to merge pack rats. Do you have the... They are not victims. Yes. Take these pack rats and make them strong. This procedure, it is grisly. Look away. You have now but 1 pack rat. It is stronger. Yes. It is certainly stronger. Oh, shedding tails. Well. Internal sacrifices. Oh, oh well. Okay. A bit surprised that it actually dropped feathers when it tried to attack. However, in this case, the pack rat's better. The mealworm. Two. Easy victory. So what does the answer seek be? I have no ringman. Where do I have cards to sacrifice? Maybe I will get some if I choose the right path. Yep. Oh, an oak. It is hardly a card to sacrifice. I will be putting the kingfisher on the elk foam. That certainly make it stronger. Also, I do like how I've completely deviated from the quote-unquote original plan of making it a sea-based deck. the only sea-based part of this is the fact that, elk folk can swim. Let's place the squirrel. Get another elk on board. And then the pack net. Well, now it is also actually that's the bell. But that time, okay, no, it increased the damage because it killed the enemy in front of it. I have no idea what it does, but I don't think I'm ready to murder it all. So let's hope for a stag. An elk. You know what? I do not need several weak elks, so let's just sacrifice it. It's hardly the most quote-unquote productive thing, but hey. A group of starving survivors stood around a dying campfire. There is room for a creature around the fire, one said. The warmth will enhance its health, said another. None of the survivors said nothing at all, but could not stop licking their lips. There are, simply said, a lot of cards I don't want to risk. Surely your creature could become more powerful, but you would need to risk another moment by the fire. Push your cripple away. The health of the great kraken was enhanced by the warmth. As one of the survivors began pulling a knife from their pocket, he withdrew. Skål. We are truly the greatest. So, it is boss battle time. And actually, I just saw that I actually have a bone container in the background. You took in the familiar sights and scents of the trapper's pelts, but something was different. The once friendly man now beheld you with a steely gaze. You shouldn't have come here. There's little for me. Oh, you boy. Well, how am I going to do this? I could make the elk one survive. You know what, why did it move? Oh, I see. Actually, that does change everything a bit. fight is over. The skinning knife turns. Oh, let's trade. Such powerful creatures, choose wisely. Trade for what you can, but know this. The rest will still fight for me. Okay, I took the porcupine. Not really my intention. Very well. Base and get the afloat on board. So, the promo. And the regular elk again. Well, at least I can afford the promo and just bypass your defense. There is only one more boss left. Our chances of success are looking high. Need a light? Well, the magpie, the wild bull, and the turkey will show. The magpie has some nice effects and nice sigils, and that could help me in a sticky situation. Oh yes, I know. The sun rose over the sleepy firs. Birds fluttered across the paths of wolves and elk. You were embarking upon the woodlands. First challenge came the trial of power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. The trial of blood. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 4 blood combined to pass. And the trial of health. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 6 health combined to pass. The trial of cost is actually quite safe. Power, not so much. And by trial of health, I of course meant blood. Health? I mean, it's possible. Let's try it, I guess. Let the trial of health begin. Immediate victory. 7 from the Moosebuck, 3 from the Belt Tentacle, and 5 from the Great Kraken. Almost as good as it could be. The trial was passed. Well, there is the black goat I've been waiting for. And I don't think I need another pack rat, so... Tiresome goo. Let me paint for you. I will aim for perfection. So let's try to perfect. Let's try to perfect this elk one. Tricky. What do you think? You failed me. You were so good last time and now you failed me. sure that... Okay, it won't be enough to take them out, but it's a good start. Place down the magpie. Then we can draw... Let's draw the regular elk for now. And place it down against the... Actually, yeah, it should be safe, I think. Yep, it's hid. So now... it's the weak elk form. I mean, the only positive thing is that being unable to do any damage, it will not kill itself. Although now it's essentially useless. Actually, might have spoken too soon. It's not completely useless. It's just not as useful as I would have hoped, or would have preferred. So, I could take the cave and do a sacrifice. No, I could do the cars and get a sacrifice, or do the cave. I do not want to rid myself of the black goat yet. So I think I will keep going like this. Having an extra moose back doesn't hurt. And especially if I were to take I take the moose back and make him swimming flyer. That would truly make him a lot more buff. Yes. Starting off with the black goat. I was about to worry that it wouldn't help me, but with the magpie I can get the moose back into play. Ah. Okay, that's quite a powerful dam. Although it's also it's in the way. For this moment, it will not bother me too much. And considering it does strengthen themselves, I guess we can live with it. Now we just these guys, or bypass them actually. Do I need to run them when you can just bypass them altogether? Before. I do not have any pelts, so I will not go through the trader. I think an actual more controlled choice would be better here. Another moose back. I see the mushroom there. The pack was full, but a small creature approached. A pack rat, always useful. I need to get up to the mushroom and I can get a really strong moose back. Let let us hope for a... Oh, you know what? I will take 3 damage on the first turn. So I'll just get the fall into play. It won't do anything, I just realized, but... No? Wait a minute. I do not wish to die just yet. This will do. Okay. A pack rat. That will help me at least. Also got me some scissors. Stags getting even more boost packs. Do you have they are not victims. Let's improve the moose pack. This procedure, it is grisly. Look away. 614 Musbuk. Oh, it is pretty good. You came upon the old wood carver, who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an oblong moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. And these are useless. When we found them on the word, the wood carver was gone. Where's the town name? Now let's... Okay. Okay. First step, get the black goat into play. Second step, get the magpie into play. And then pull out the moose book, but do not play it yet. I don't know, just place the squirrel there, I guess. The pack rat. Well. Let's just make this easy. Unfortunately, our skull in them cards. Well, gold, I've struck gold. open a spot. That I can fit the moose buck right into. I have used a number of items, but I should still be good for the final boss battle. Reignite. Warn the Bloodhound and the Ringworm. None of these are particularly useful, but the Bloodhound is the strongest of them. So I'll have to pick him. Let me think. I do not need a totem. I do not need to sell pelts. I could use an item. However, I do not believe that this is the moment for an item. I need to shorten my deck, or make my deck smaller. And I feel that's done by sacrificing the Moosewhack. Actually, no, that's wrong. I will not do that. He's too strong. Just by sacrificing the pack rat and placing it on the mealworm. Why not? He's got a tasty little leaf. And now we have the boss battle. This will be your final test. Yes, one more to be safe. That's one, two, three. I should survive this. Are you serious? You made it so far. But your stupidity killed you. Oh. Damn. Let's try again. We were doing so well as well. I am anticipating some extraordinary pelts. Hair pelts. So not what you were expecting. But I've already gotten two quite useful creatures with the ability to merge them together. I will of course merge them into the black. I will of course merge them into the black gold, because that would mean I could possibly get the stag bones, or a stag bones. Now we just do a little speedrunning. Oh. Are you for real? We reached an impasse on the first round. I mean, literally any other, and this wouldn't have been a problem. But no, there's nothing I can do. My only choice is that Leshy will be stupid enough to believe that he's going to lose. Okay, Onyx, no, you know what? You're wrong, I'm going to lose. First battle, and I'm already losing. She can you just like, you know, reach out to her? You know, maybe show some mercy. I've failed all of you watching. Pity. I failed you by losing the first battle by impasse. All full, but a pack rat, always useful. Right, let's hope we do not lose again. So, yeah, okay, we got the black gold. I am annoyed. And I got the most useless of all of the Kraken hands. And I died. You made it so far. You know what, guys? I really just mess up this entire round. Write skill issue in chat. That's an order. Like, how did I mess up that badly? Oh dear. Well, I guess just have to move on. And as I do not believe this was a bad config, I was just being stupid, I'll continue on with it. Have you brought me fine pelts? Hair pelts. Well then, the black goat and the cockroach. These are exquisite. My thanks. Now, let's hope for a good totem. The decrepit woodcarver appeared before you. She moved with a certain vigor in spite of her considerable age. Immortal, without another word, the woodcarver was gone. Well, let's see how this goes. Okay, the black goat will not serve me at this point. Deal them sheep. Yes, I think you got me this time. I will not give it quite yet, Leshy. I am hoping that potentially I'm going to do it like this. That way I can actually get the cockroach in. And now, I just hope for a... Does the Kraken just hate me? Well, there. Who's giving up, you say? You, apparently, but you shouldn't have. I don't think it was useful. So now, discerning the path forward, we go and get the pack rat. And maybe another stag creature as well. The wild bird will be quite useful. Your pack was full, but a small critter approached. The pack rat, always useful. Like this. You know what? I gotta scroll back. Ah, okay. I might have it might not have been the most optimal choice. However, it hardly matters. Well, we're going to get another pack rat opportunity. Yes. And it might be clear, but I'm just going stag again. I'm feeling brave. A pack rat, always useful. What is the rat packing? That's the true question. We got the Great Kraken. Yes. Oh well, in order to avoid dying, I'm going to be forced to do this. This will maintain the status quo for a little while. Or at least until he plays the card. Oh, he surrenders. Now if he's doing that already, I do actually feel confident enough to keep on going. If I know that he does not believe in a victory, I should be able to believe in victory. And that is always nice. Wild bull. Well done. Let us see what this will lead to. I'll deal 6 damage. This will end the turn. Good. Hello, Whiswick. Considering I'm pretty sure that I have a black goat, I will not say no. Turning black goat. Not unkillable yet, but at this point, it might as well be. Warm a creature by the fire enhance its power, said the hungry survivor. Let us warm the pack rat. He is so cold. Keep it right there, said one survivor. The creature could become more powerful. But the survivors looked hungrier by the second. I feel brave. The fire warmed the fiery pack rat and enhanced its power. You suspected the intentions of the survivors were less than pure. With your pack rat in tow, you retreated into the woods. And prepared for battle. As the sun rose, you saw a figure walking towards you. It was the prospector. He's imitating the Angry Birds, it would seem. It was the prospector. Now the black goat. There. I did kind of want to kill him, but you know, that's life. There are gold in them cards. Wham. Wham. Kablam. Gold. I extract gold. Squirrel. Black goat. And the moose buck. 3-pack mirror. Ye coward, that mirror was defenseless. Get him. Oh, no. Oh, no, the humanity. How could he do that? It was a defenseless animal. The fool does not understand. Get rid of the pack rat and replace it with a wild bird. Then. I beat you. Need a light? A reviled skunk. Its stench reduces the strength of the enemy. Wait, so it's the first time I've actually seen the skunk? Interesting. Or at least seen it in a normal pickup like that. We will need another map. A hideous swarm of insects gathered around you. Reptiles slipped and slithered around your feet. You are now engulfed by the wetlands. The Trial of Bones. The 3 drawn cards must cost at least 5 bones combined to pass. The Trial of Power. The 3 drawn cards must have at least 4 attack power combined to pass. The Trial of Kin. 2 of the 3 drawn cards must be kin to pass. Looking at these, it's not unlikely to get the kin. Let the Trial of Kin begin. Pack rat, Promar, you have passed. Okay, the pack rat counts as one kind. Thanks. That was weird. And a... Let's take the kingfisher. Being able to stack an attack extra on a person could be good. You came upon the old woodcarver who fixed her intense gaze upon you. After an hour-long moment of silence, she moved to offer her carvings. Bifurcated. You hunched down to place her offering in your pack. When you looked up again, the ancient woman had vanished. I'd say that's quite better. And the other pack rat. Oh. this has been an unnecessary way to do this, but oh. Those gold teeth didn't look properly balanced. Moose back again. How many of those do I actually have at this point? 3 apparently. Well, one of them has to be diving. That's way overdue. Yeah, I think I'll go for the regular card choose. And then we'll see. Okay. The hand one. Uh-oh. The moose back. I'll deal 4 damage. I'll deal 6 damage. Let's not think about that too hard. Also, let's not think about how I might have messed up there. That is not something we need to consider. Now we just need to consider what card. We need duplicates. 1 for each of us. Okay. Musebook. This procedure. It is grisly. Go away. What have we done? You shouldn't worry too much. You've only prepared yourself for the next time we meet. Did not start with the correct cards. I'm not. This isn't salvageable. I will have 1 less life when I reach the boss. Though I should still be alive when I reach the boss. Hopefully. I'll also have to be careful around that campfire. I think I'll take the opossum. Now, if I can, I have 1 chance. I should be able to do this. Did you bring us 2 of the same? We would like to experiment. This procedure, it is grisly. Look away. What have we done? A 921 blues buck. Well. The warm light of a campfire was a welcome sight. Though the 10 hungry eyes around it dampened the greeting. Warm a creature by the fire enhance itself, said one. You know what? risky. Push your luck. Blowing. Feeding time! Escaped one of the survivors, leaping upon the kingfisher. Their spears promptly eviscerated the beast. You snuck away amid the sickening sounds, gnashing and howling. The bones are yours. The mud tugged hard at your feet, forcing you to slow your pace. A rank odor caused your stomach to churn, and your eyes to water. It was a rotting fish that hung from the branches around you. A huge man approached. You bring fresh fish. Easy chops. All I needed was a decent starting deck, but I did not get one, because why would I? Not giving that to you. Still alive. Go fish. Okay. We're safe. Your lives are restored. The alpha, a river snapper, and the flying hat. I have not received the relief of the fresh air quickly gave way to a bone-shaking chill. You guessed the path ahead as the snow increasingly obscured it. You had climbed to a snow line. A great white, thank you. Okay. I'm going to give you a chance, Goobert. Tiresome goo. Let me paint for you. I will aim for perfection. You have failed me several times, Mister. Tricky. Would the master be proud? They seem to be exactly the same, so I mean, yeah. Oh, wait. They weren't the same. That is not the same. That's actually a bit better. Although... Fuck you. Yeah, you pass. You... I wasted so many items. Pity. I don't have cards to merge, so I will not take the mushroom. There's too many cards in my deck. The Great Jack is bad. Actually, I don't have a totem, I remember. Okay, now I start with the pirate. No, I mean the goat. This is what I can do if I just start off with it. That card is decided to be the best as long as I draw it early enough. Well, the Wolverine. I guess you might be the one I push today. We need duplicates, one for each of us. Or maybe... no, I'm going to need 2 of those to increase my chances. You should... you don't want to see this. You now have but one Wolverine. It is stronger. Checking the cards. This way. Stinky deers. I start with the Flying Moose book. I'll take 4 damage, meaning I have to deal some damage in order to not lose. Now I'll take 1 damage and deal 1 damage. I will survive no matter what. Why did I do that? I mean, there might still be hope. What? I forgot. He did not have the flying sigil. I haven't been all too lucky this time. Cards. There are 7 more cards for me to unlock. There are 3 more decks to unlock. 3 more challenges to unlock. And 6 more devlogs to unlock. Well, that just speaks volumes of what is left in store. Well, I think this will have to be it for now. Yeah, I hope this has been okay to watch, that the bitrate hasn't been too awful. If you enjoyed watching it, I know that at least 2 people have been watching for a while now. If you liked watching this and you're not already following me, please consider doing that. It helps me greatly. And yeah, there will be more streams. There will not be a stream on Friday, I'll be busy. I'm planning to have a stream on Wednesday. There it'll be Stardew Valley with the boys if everything goes to plan. And before that, I'll try to fix like proper internet, or maybe I'll postpone the stream if I am unable to do that. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye bye.